you're always wondering, I wonder who our special guest is all day today.
Yes.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Hey.
It's Kathleen! Yay! Kathleen Zion.
Morning.
For those who don't know, she hosted the show for a couple years with me, and now her husband is of renown on the radio station as Attorney Nathan Zion Esquire, Mahal Zion LLC, is our regular guest on the show. That's your husband.
Yes. Oh, what?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Whenever I hear the word Esquire, I always think of like a squire. Like a little like old fashioned.
Like medieval?
Yes, medieval.
Yeah.
Whatever they are.
Sancho Panza.
I don't know what that is.
But yes.
From
Me neither.
Don Quixote, the Man of La Mancha.
I actually, you're so much fancier than me. I thought of the old cartoon of Robin Hood.
Yes.
Robin Hood and Little
Yeah,
John Walker's
There's
Forest.
got to be a squire in there, right?
Probably.
So
Lauren
Don
thinks of-
Quixote. Yeah, I was thinking Don Quixote too. That was fancy.
Right.
No, she thinks of something else with Esquire. Lauren.
What do you think?
I don't know.
Bill and Ted.
Oh, right.
She's a major Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure fan.
Oh, yes.
William F. Preston,
awesome.
Esquire.
Yes.
And why did he do that again?
And Ted Theodore Logan. What do you mean? His dad was a lawyer, so he thought he just got Esquire in his name too.
I just love that. Like you have this very intellectual side of you and thoughtful theological side. And so it's just a little shocking that you're a
You got to
major
let
Bill
loose
and
somehow.
Ted. But you're like all about Bill and Ted and, the 5 points of Calvinism.
Yes. Well, not all 5 points.
Well,
Can't be too stern.
silly me. Now, also, I think we may have some mommy bonding today
Well, let's not say that.
because you're, why?
Let's find a different way to say that. Mommy bonding is
You
just
don't like
weird.
that?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're both Mrs. No McSleeperson?
Yeah. Well, you too.
Yeah.
Well, I got a little bit of sleep last night, but you two both have children about the same age.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're in the phase of just not sleeping.
Yeah. And it's not, the thing is it's not consistent sleep. Like, I'm like, if I could sleep 5 hours, 6 hours
Just all
straight,
in a row. Mm-hmm.
I could do anything.
Yeah, but somebody's always coming in. They got some type of issue.
Yes.
You had one last night, right?
Yeah. My 18-month-old woke up saying, bow, bow,
You're
bow.
like, maybe a curtsy, but
Sitting up in his bed looking around at everybody. And I was like, okay, what? I was like, you want a bar? Like a granola bar? It's his favorite snack.
Sure.
I was like, you're wanting a bar? He said, da, da. Like, obviously, it's 2:30. I need a
I need a
granola bar.
granola bar.
sometimes you wake up craving your favorite snack.
And I tried to, do other things,
Not me.
And I was like, okay, after about 15 minutes, I was like, okay, we're just going to go get a bar. And he was happy as he could be.
And then you went right to bed again?
Yep.
That's great.
So,
Awesome.
Maybe he had a dream about it.
yeah, maybe he's thinking about it.
The funny thing is now, if he's just going to become a pattern.
Yeah, he wakes up for a bar.
It's like, hey,
Yeah,
last
true.
night I got a bar.
I
Mom.
already buy 5 boxes every week of these granola bars.
Oh
You
my
just put it
gosh.
next to his bedside table.
Just leave it. Yeah, just leave it there so I can go get it.
That's what we had to start saying with Finley because he would wake up and be
How
like,
old is he again, for those who don't know?
Finley's 4.
And he's your
But
middle, right?
He's my middle boy,
Yeah.
yeah. And he would wake up and just be like, I need water! We're like, bro, it's literally right next to you. And so we had to just put it in his bed.
Yeah.
So the water is now just one of his stuffed animals
Yes.
that he lines up. We're like, why are you screaming?
It's parched.
But
I
it's
was
right
like-
next to you.
I would like you to hand it to me, Mom.
Yes. And we go in like, we're in triage,
It's
like,
dark. You can't
what's
see anything.
happening?
Yeah.
What's wrong? And he's like, I'm thirsty. And I'm like, really?
Yeah.
That's why I woke
screaming?
up thinking something terrible has happened.
I also like that you both have something else in common. And perhaps it's a very common thing, but in your life phase, husbands seem to have no trouble falling asleep.
No.
It's amazing, really.
And I remember Sarah would have a lot of sleepless nights, and sometimes I get a little anxious and stay up. Like when the Cavs won and I had to talk about basketball on the radio.
You're
was
like,
up all
what
night
is
long."
basketball?
3-pointer, I don't understand. But no, like you two both have this problem with your husbands, I think?
Yes. I have about 450 thoughts before I can fall asleep. I'm on thought 1, and who knows what trail that's going to go down. My husband's already snoring.
Yeah. We'll be
What's that?
mid-conversation, and I can start feeling him twitching.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
And I'm like, did you fall asleep? He's like, yeah, I'm dreaming. Like he'll literally say like, I'm already dreaming.
But he loves you so much. He's trying to stay awake.
Well, he said, he's like, we can't have conversations when we're about to go to bed. He's like, because the bed to me is like, we're going to sleep now.
Yeah.
And he's like, so I'm out. Whereas I'm like, I am snuggling and I'm ready to chat.
Yeah. Yes.
Have you fixed that by like beginning the chat downstairs or something?
No, because when are we going to chat?
There's always people
Well,
around.
There's someone around.
Yeah.
Bar? So I journal a lot to get my thoughts out, and that helps me.
That's a good idea.
But I have to put my earplugs in because I know that he's already asleep.
It's got to be some kind of like gender thing. I don't know what it is, the way the Lord designed our brains, but
Yeah, I agree with this statement. I actually just watched a stand-up comedian who talked about this, and he was like, basically how men can fall asleep immediately and women sit there and then are just angry.
Yes.
And so then they're up even longer.
Because
angry that he fell asleep.
Yeah. Yeah. And so the comedian was like, I'll get in bed and I'll go, am I hungry? No. Good night. Whereas the wife is just like, okay, tomorrow morning I have to make sure that I do this. And if I do this, then I have to make sure I do that. And if I do that, then I have to make sure I do this. Oh, and I forgot to get the laundry out. Oh, and yeah. Mm-hmm. Like literally just forgot that I forgot to get the...
Do you get mad when your husbands fall asleep?
Not anymore.
Oh, that's nice of you.
Well, it's usually because he's not coming to bed when I go to bed anymore.
That's true.
I go to sleep so early.
Yeah.
Oh, right. So it's strategic on his part.
Yeah, he's still on the wind down part of his evening when I'm totally asleep.
You're winding down at like 2 p.m.
Right. Yes.
But you still get mad at Nate. But I mean, it's not his fault.
It's not that I'm mad. It's just I'm jealous of the skill. Because even in the middle of the night, he has to do a lot of the wake ups for the kids because I have such a hard time falling back asleep. So the other night, Everett woke me up, my oldest, he's 5. And then he wants to like chat about his dream and like what happened and decompress.
He's a chatter.
He's a chatty boy. And so it was like, I don't know, 3. And I'm just sitting there. Everett now is asleep next to me. Nate's is already asleep because Nate's like, you only got a couple minutes and go back to bed. And I'm just laying there like, I wonder what that dream meant. Why did he think that? Like, oh, I hope he's okay. Meanwhile, an hour has gone by and I'm still trying to wind down again. Whereas if Nate when Nate wakes up, he typically does, he would just be like, all right, bud, let's talk about it in the morning. Go back to sleep.
Exactly. Bam.
Meanwhile, I'm like, why did you have that dream? How do you feel about that? Are you okay?
I have a feeling Ron Eastwood never struggles to sleep.
No. Really rarely.
He slept on a broken bed one time.
Yeah.
Like,
My feet were down.
Did you ever hear that story?
No.
It's one of my favorite Ron Eastwood
You could
stories.
have slipped off. And he's like, that's fine.
why was your bed broken?
Can you tell this to Kathleen? It's one of my favorite stories.
Yeah, the box springs were set on bed slats, the boards that go across.
Yeah.
And they weren't like today, they're screws holding them in place.
Good man, yes.
But these were previous, and they were just boards setting on a ledge. And so as you roll around at night, things move a little bit. So one of us must have rolled over and bam, the slats at the foot of the bed dropped.
Oh.
And so, the foot is 2 feet lower than the head or something.
He's on a decline,
And my wife, of course, wakes up startled by this.
Sure.
And she's waking me up and says, what's going on? What, and I just said,
go back.
Oh, yes.
No, he was half awake. And
Yes.
Poor Ron.
What the HE double hockey sticks do you want me to do about it? And
that's why you make the rule, what I say at nighttime doesn't count.
Yeah, such a good rule.
Because she obviously did not take that well. Nothing, you big jerk. Smacks me on the shoulder, and she takes off for another room with a working bed.
Well, sure. And you just went
I went back to
And he
sleep.
stayed there on the slanted bed
Oh.
And I
on
woke
an
up.
incline.
Were you so in pain the next morning?
No, I was just confused.
Like great night. Great night of sleep.
Yeah, I didn't remember it at all. So
gosh.
when I went down, of course, my wife brings the story up in front of the kids who are at least junior high, maybe into high school at this point. And so I've got to set the example. I said, well, We've told you cannot, use foul language with your mom. I'm the same. And I put my finger out, put some dish soap on it, and I just rubbed it in there really good.
Wow, that's commitment.
Well, I got to be able to live by the rules you set.
Yes, I
my
guess so.
gosh.
I'm guessing that none of you ladies could sleep on a hill, basically, in the middle of the
No.
night, suddenly.
No.
I could nap there though.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like a little quick nap.
I feel like I can nap anywhere, but I can't sleep anywhere. Does that make sense? Like if you were like, Kathleen, you can nap under this desk. I'd be
Okay.
like, sounds perfect.
You're not going to get like solid restful sleep though.
Yeah, like I can't do an all night.
You're not worried about, I need to sleep well now.
Yeah, I just need a quick
Shaking
20.
the sleepies off.
Yes. That I could do. Like I could sleep in the car. I could sleep,
Oh, I've done that, yeah.
Yeah. I did that during Share when I worked here. I'd be like, give me 30 minutes. I'm going to take a quick nap. Curl up in
Actually,
the back.
we have a wonderful family that loves the radio station, and we went to their house after an event, and they invited us to their home, which is really nice. And Kathleen's like, "Where could I take a nap? Could I?"
They gave me a guest room. It was great.
I just love that about you. Okay, we got our first topic, Lauren.
Yes. I'm a grandma asking because I don't remember how I dealt with temper tantrums. We were at a home remodeling show last weekend with my daughter, son-in-law, and our 2-year-old granddaughter. She was having so much fun playing on all the wooden swing set displays, but then had an absolute tantrum when we had to go. It was so bad I couldn't recall how we dealt with it 35 years ago.
First, let me just say, I'm totally with you on that. A lot of those situations disappear from memory. I know they're like front and center for you right now. I remember some funny tantrums, but mostly I'm remembering the positive things. I have no idea how we handle tantrums.
I think God does that on purpose. He makes them so cute and makes like the fun moments so fun so that you can have more children later.
Yeah. What's a funny tantrum?
I have an example of one. Okay, so we went to, when the kids were little, my parents took all of us to Disney World, and my son Marshall, who's a senior now, was probably like 5. And he had like the best day of his life. It's time to go. We go through the exit. We're walking towards the parking lot. Trips, falls, has a meltdown. This is the worst day of my life.
After you've been at Disney all day.
Like you couldn't make a bigger caricature of how this was actually not the worst day of your life. And that kind of helped us see how his brain works for the rest of his life. But we laugh about it now.
That's how Everett is. He's
the
like
same
that.
way, huh?
Same way. Yep. One thing goes wrong, and so the other day, he's very particular. So he's brushing his teeth for 2 minutes because he read a book that said you should brush your teeth for 2 minutes.
You got a timer? Yeah.
Yes. And he accidentally knocked the timer over and like ran into something, and the toothbrush fell, and he lost it.
Yeah.
Like
I would
totally
too, but
off the charts. And we actually have gone to therapy to figure out like for some giftedness for him, and then also anxiety, ADHD stuff. And so we have like these great tools now. And so some kids and adults have something called a fixed mindset, and then other people have growth mindset. So you can see the steps, and some people cannot. And so Everett cannot, and we have to train him to see the steps. So after he brushed his teeth, he goes, "This was the worst day ever, and there are so many problems in the world."
I mean, he's not wrong about the problems in the world.
true.
No, but I'm like, so I was like, okay. So, and he's so analytical. So I was like, we can solve one of these problems today. We cannot solve the problems of the world tonight. What can we do? And so then it was like breaking down the steps of, we could go back in the bathroom. We can set a timer again. We can put and then giving him the rundown so he can see the growth. And it's been pivotal for us.
Really?
Granted, he's 5, and that's how he thinks. I think each kid's probably different too. Like Finley more so we can say, "Finley, shake it off." And he'll be like, "Yeah, you're right." And he's good. But Everett needs to see and understand the steps, and we have to literally like hold his hands through the meltdown.
And so, okay, I want to understand this better. This is very good. So your oldest son, when he has the meltdown, it's because he's so disoriented by what took place. He can't understand the steps that happened.
Yes. So basically what I believe I understood after our appointment is he's so advanced in certain things that emotionally we are his dependency. So whenever something really exciting happens or something like a toothbrush issue happens, disappointing happens, it's like all the same level of emotional height and depth because he needs us to be his emotional regulation for him because he hasn't yet learned how to regulate his emotions.
Gotcha.
So we printed off this other thing. It's called like the zones of emotion or something. And so like, okay, you right now are in this color zone and we want to get you to this color zone. What are the steps we can get to get you to get to this color zone? And that's been helpful. We just printed it off and put it on the fridge and he'll be like, I'm feeling like I'm in the red zone. And then underneath it gives you like, here are things that I can do to help myself get out of this because he cannot yet help himself. That's the thing is like, we need to teach him how to cope with his emotions because he can't. And he reads a lot. So we have like emotion books and things like that where he'll be like, I get that. I feel like this, and so he's learning, but we literally are walking him through understanding his emotions. Like empathy, he doesn't quite understand empathy. Like Finley will be crying. He's like, why is he crying? And I'm like, okay, we gotta be empathetic and understand, like, even if we don't know why someone's sad, we can still say, oh no, are you okay?
It just shows you how much psychology has advanced in the last couple of decades because Ron, perhaps you can agree with me on this, maybe not. 20 years ago, it would have been, what's wrong with you? Knock it off or you get a spanking.
Yeah.
Maybe 30 or 40 years ago.
And then, time for the timeout chair. I'm going to put you in your room till you can calm down. We don't need to hear this.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like what this emotion, I don't care what it is, it needs to stop. But you're actually finding success with it because the other part would be folks who are used to the old-timey things would say, well, I don't want all this modern psychology garbage. What good is that going to do? It actually works.
Yeah. And I do see a difference in him where he can like look at me and not feel like, I almost think he used to feel not fearful is not the right word, but I guess anxious. Like, am I going to be in trouble? Am I in? And it's like now we can walk through it together and it's not going to last an hour anymore. It's going to maybe take 15, 20 minutes, depending on the situation.
Well, and the light thing I can add to this grandma situation would be we have kids that if you don't give them enough heads up about what's coming.
A lot of prep.
It'll be so traumatic they'll have a total meltdown. And whether it's for leaving the house or leaving an event, okay, we're at the Home and Garden Show, wherever you are. We're going to be leaving in 20 minutes.
Yeah,
we're going to be leaving in
timer.
15 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Do you guys do the timer?
Oh, we do timers.
Yeah.
And that makes a difference.
Yeah, we have to do a lot of prep, like you're talking about, like, hey, we're going to do this, this, and this at the garden show, and then we're going to leave. And then you're on the play sets. Hey, Trey, I'm setting a timer for 5 minutes. When the timer goes off, it's time to go. And then I'm going to let him know again, maybe 3 minutes later, hey, you've got about 2 more minutes. So he's not caught off guard. He doesn't have any concept of time, so... For him, you're like, yeah, I've been waiting to leave. Like, I know the time is going down. He doesn't understand that. So giving him the countdown of time is going to prepare them for, oh, it's time to leave. And then when the timer goes off, my son likes to turn off the timer himself because it's like, ooh, super fun. I get to turn off the timer. So he gets something exciting. I'm turning off the timer. And he's been warned it's time to go. And if he has a meltdown, I'm sorry you're having a hard time. I warned you it's time to go. We are leaving now.
Yes.
And you just get up and go.
And you pick them up and go if you have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do also throw in, like, they love just fruit snacks. And I'll be like, if you leave without throwing a temper tantrum, I have fruit snacks. And they're like, nice, let's leave now.
Wow.
So bribery,
No, but I mean,
good old-fashioned bribery.
Sometimes when I took my boys grocery shopping, sometimes you just hand them a sucker so they'd be quiet. Yeah, I'm going to give you the sucker, so focus on that while I quit grocery shop, and then I'm running down the aisle throwing things in.
Yeah.
Yeah, grocery is like the least relaxing thing to do.
I won't go with children.
Really? I have so many supplies in like my bag. In my I got snacks in this pocket, and I got waters. It's like I'm going to war.
Yeah.
It's funny the difference between a single girl's purse and a mother's purse.
It's not really a purse anymore. It's more of
No. My wallet's
Tactical gear.
in the children's bag.
It's a survival kit.
Yeah, exactly.
I hope that helped your question. That
Yeah, for a
the
2-year-old, you might just have to have some prep time.
and because to me, it's preventing the tantrum more than anything else. It's hard to stop one once it's started.
Yeah, and so you prep and then you hold the boundary.
Yeah, you have to stick to it.
Yeah, we're leaving. We're not just gonna like let you stand here and have a total meltdown. I said that we're leaving. You hold the boundary. We're leaving.
And I will say, having grown up in a totally different type of parenting, what helped me understand it as a dad was if someone suddenly looked at me and said, "We're going now." What? Where are we going?
Yeah.
Like the idea of being shocked about going somewhere, even though they've thought about it a long time, never told me, it would be disorienting.
Yeah.
So we can understand where, like a little kid, where you're regulating their schedule and you're not telling them anything. It is shocking to suddenly stop what you're doing and get up and leave and go somewhere. Where are we going? I don't know. I might cry about that now if you did that to me.
And I was just thinking for this grandparent, like we've all been there. So if you're at a park or, I think it's hard because then you feel pressure and feel embarrassment.
People are watching
But
you.
we've all been there and they're not thinking about it.
Yeah.
That's right. And if somebody scowls at you, they have a problem.
Like, would you like to do this instead?
Yeah.